Welcome back, hunters. Sky Sensei here with another video, and oh my god, Capcom just dropped a bunch of new stuff for Rise, and it is all exciting news. If you aren't aware as well, the demo does drop today, being January 7th. It's super exciting and I cannot wait to try it out, so be sure to download it. It's coming out in a couple hours, I think, from when I'm making this video, so by the time this is out, maybe it's already out already, by the time you see this. Anyway, I wanted to go over the coolest thing that I saw in these trailers today, and that's the Wyvern Riding, so I'm taking a deeper look at it right now. Now, we know that the Clutch Claw is not returning in Rise, and we've all been wondering if there's something that could replace it. This seems to be our answer, and it is definitely a step up. Wyvern Riding occurs when you deal enough silk damage or even using some endemic life to put the monster in a mountable state. I think the use of endemic life here is actually really cool, and I love that Capcom continues to use endemic life in the environment to our advantage. Now, the trailer mentioned that you can only do silk attacks, so we aren't sure if normal damage can place these monsters in this state, but they did say silk attacks, and while other monsters attacking it itself will be able to put these monsters in that state. The red arrow indicates when a monster can be mounted, and now while it is a wire bug technique at its core, it doesn't actually seem to use any charges. In the trailer, the hunter had no charges left, but they were still able to mount the monster, so it doesn't seem like this relies on having wire bug charges. Once you're on the monster, you can literally control the monster as you wish, and I think that's really cool. This may be a Stories 2 demo, possibly. We have attack options, which I think is really cool, light and strong attacks, both of which use some very common moves that the monsters seem to use, so you can literally get on your T-Rex and do that stupid annoying attack that he always attacks you with. You do only have a set amount of time on the monster mount, but looking at it from the trailers at least, it looks honestly like a long time. Like, we have quite a bit of time to enjoy using this mechanic. Now, the one great thing I think about this mechanic being in the game is that it brings some energy back to Turf Wars. Turf Wars were really cool, but we never really got to see anything. We just kind of like hoped that they would do some damage and then they got to get out of there. Now I think it's going to be really cool because we can see a Turf War happen. If a monster gets knocked from it, we can take control of that monster. So I think this is really going to bring some life back to Turf Wars, some energy, some excitement for it. We'll get to see it and be like, oh yes, I can ride that monster after and do more damage to the monster I'm hunting. Now, as I mentioned, the normal attacks are the basic moves of each monster, and while those are really cool, there is a third element, which is to charge the mounted gauge. You can do this by either dealing damage or by evading incoming attacks. Once filled, you can then perform the mounted finisher, which does a huge amount of damage and uses a very special move unique to each monster. I think this is a really awesome feature. I can't wait to use them. I literally want to try every single special move out there, especially the Raytheon tail hit. God, the number of times I've been hit with that, it's gonna feel so good to hit monsters back with it. But yeah, so the Mounted Punisher does seem to deal a huge amount of damage compared to all the other attacks. Now, how this compares to our regular combos and our hunters when we're leveled up, I'm not entirely sure yet, but we'll get there when we get more of a look when this game releases. So mounting secondary monsters in a hunt to damage your primary quest target is one aspect of this mechanic, but the other is actually mounting the quest target itself. If we're looking to do straight up damage against the monster, this is where riding is similar to the Clutch Claw from World in that we can bang monsters into the wall. The launch monster or the Y button seems to send it forward straight in a straight line, and this does use a wire bug charge. But the coolest thing that I think, in my opinion, is that you can actually regain your footing and gain control of the monster if you have remaining wire bug charges. So overall, you can do up to 3 and maybe even 4 if you have the extra wire bug skill charge before you actually have to dismount off the monster. Now, I'm not sure if there's a damage multiplier if you do multiple wall bangs before actually dismounting, but it does seem like the final hit does have extra damage. One thing to note is that the wire bug charges do stop recharging once you start the wall bang process. Usually they would recharge if you're doing attacks with the monster, so this does indicate that this is sort of an ending move to finish off your ride. So yeah, that's about all we've been shown for this super cool mechanic. I'm definitely excited to try it out, and I think it's going to be something interesting to see how it fits in Monster Hunter. The damage values seem to be high compared to our normal values, so I think it will be worth it, but we'll have to do some testing to find out, and maybe I'll be able to do that tonight with the demo coming out, and then I might post another video if you guys are interested to see what that's like. Other than that, thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys enjoy the demo tonight. I will be live streaming it. If you'd like to see my first take on the game, join me at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Otherwise, stay safe and happy hunting. Sky Sensei is out.